Hey guys, welcome back. Assalamu alaikum. So I know I said I do later, but I really can't do later because of other responsibilities. So I'm gonna have to just do this right now. So first, let's update and see where things are headed, right? Now, because the daily actually hasn't closed from yesterday, we can't exactly look at that, which is okay. I will give a bit of update on the daily, but not too much. We're mainly gonna be talking about the 8 hour here because that's what's been changing, right? That's the main thing we want to look at. So let's first see, here's where we currently are. I did not mean to click that, but here's where we currently are. This is sitting at a price point of 16129. And we can see here, this is the upper wedge right here, right? We can see this upper wedge is sitting at 16569. Now keep in mind, it's going to be plus or minus of this point. So plus or minus about 10% likely. So looking at like well, more like plus, but like 167 range-ish, because obviously this is an exact science. You can't get an exact. It's all going to have the estimations. So with that being said, let's try and understand where we're headed. Well, for one, let's look at where the MACD, or at least all of our indicators, are showing us where the 8 hour is headed. Because that's gonna be a big thing going forward. Because you can see here, so this is on, again, this is on the 8 hour. You can see here, this is our bottom line of support. We hit it. So this is a regular pattern we see all the time, by the way. This isn't something new. Usually we normally hit it, have a bit of recovery about a 0.63 from the big drop, and then we start to trade sideways. So that's exactly what's actually happening right now, right? So this isn't anything surprising. This isn't anything new here. We're trading sideways. So that being said, we know the initial part of what's happening. Now the question is, do we have the momentum? And let's just draw the line down. Let's draw the line to show you guys, do we have the momentum to go from here to this current wedge, right? So we know for a fact we don't have the momentum right now to push upward. In fact, our momentum is all but dead. And why is that? Because one, our resistances are really strong right now. So there's a resistance at 16230, there's a resistance at 16375, and 167. Now, of course, this wedge, at least according to here, is at 165, but the two other res is too strong right now. We're not going to be able to break it. So for the next 3 hours, can we break this? No. The possibility is like pretty much near zero. Instead, what's likely looking to happen is we may start to see a bit of a reverse. So in about, I want to say in about 3 hours, it's really going to determine whether we push upward or downward. And that's entirely on the daily, and it's why I want to talk about the daily quite a bit. So let's look at the daily. Sorry, 1 second here. I'll be right back. I don't care. I would go downstairs. No, both of you go downstairs. Go downstairs. You're the one making left. Go downstairs. Go down. I'm live right now. Go downstairs. Good. Get out. Go. Go. Oh my God. Shut up. Sorry for that. Kind of what happens when you don't have your own place and live with like 7 other people. Okay, so where were we? Right. So the main thing that we wanted to look at here, when we're looking at the daily here, is that momentum, right? Where's the daily momentum heading? Because it's going to directly affect everything. So at the moment, we've been heading downward for quite some time. Let's just look over here. You can see this has been heading downward for about the past 3 days. So does that mean we're going to keep heading downward? No. Surprisingly, no. Instead, look at it in relation to the wedge. So let's zoom out a little bit. Here is the wedge. You can see it right now. Currently, the bottom of the wedge is at 15044, right? That's where the bottom is at. Now, what is the bottom of the daily, though, is actually slightly higher. And look, it's starting to bounce back upward. Both the wedges, the band, the upper, and the lower are all starting to converge together, which is a really good sign because that means we're starting to narrow ourselves within these points. So that being said, the bottom, this one here is at 15444 or 15450, something in that range. That being said, the momentum on it, looking over here at the MACD, so we went, let's start from this negative trend right here. So we were at 0.00 negative 78. Then we went to negative 95. What's that difference of? About negative 17 points, right? Then we go to here, 95 to 112. What is that? Negative 17 points. At least if my math is correct. My math might be off. But if my math is correct, you know what this means? This means this negative momentum is flatlining. That's a really, really good sign because that's telling us we're likely looking to start flipping. So if we were to start flipping right now, let's draw the scale again. Because take it, if we start flipping right now, that would kind of be insane. Because drawing the scale outward, if we're flat right now, then to hit this wall, we would just need to keep our same price. So we would need to have a 1615 price range for the next 3 days. If we just hold this price, not even drop, not even go up, if we just hold this price, then we're going to hit that wedge. Then we're going to hit the upper wedge. Is this something that we want to see? Kind of. What we need to see before we hit, so one, we don't want to hit this wedge if we don't have momentum. Like, look over here. At any point when we came close to this wedge, what happened? We came down, right? This is because we don't have the momentum to break. So what we don't want to see is as we get close to the very final days, we hit and we break down. That is the absolute worst case scenario. And it's why I don't mind us taking this many days. I don't mind us taking as long as we have been taking. Like, let's just go back and see our absolutes here. So if that's 3 days, the absolute is 6 days. There's an absolute time of 6 days left. In this time, what we actually want to see happen is something entirely different. What we actually want to see happen is we bounce down, we come down, we trade a bit sideways, come down, we start coming back into the 156, 155 range, and then just before it's time to hit this upper wedge, we arrive at the bottom of the negative trend. So we hit this, our absolute bottom, and we bounce up. But if we do this with, like, say for example, we hit the bottom with the strong positive momentum, then we're gonna have an issue, right? We want to make sure is when we come to this point, our MACD here is only just getting ready to flip positive. So the fact of the matter is, for it to start to get ready to flip positive right now, it's too early. That's why I don't think this is actually the case. What I think we're actually going to start seeing here is a negative momentum start to build up on the daily and on the weekly as well. Why is that? Mainly because of the 8-hour here. So the 8-hour here, let's just zoom in a little bit more so you can see it. Do you see what's happening? So over here, this was about 24, maybe 32 hours ago. So over here, the MACD was at negative 109. This was at negative 87, jumped to negative 78. So that's about 9 points, right? 9 points, that's fine. Then it went to 63, so that's 15 points. This is when we saw that moment that we all thought. Remember when we were like 164, 165, we were starting to push upward? That was that moment about 12 hours ago. I was very excited for this moment, by the way. I knew for a fact it couldn't be the case we were going to hit the wedge. It was too soon, but I still got excited and bought anyway. So it's very easy to be impulsive. That being said, look over here. So that was 12 hours ago. And it went from 63 to 62 to 59. Do you see what happened? That positive momentum has almost entirely been killed off. So this current 59 is a little stronger than the previous 8-hour candle, which may or may not be concerning because if we start to move upward, we're going to hit this wedge really quick. Look at this, the wedge right now, or in the next candle. So literally in about 2 hours, mind you, for our entire worlds to change, the wedge is at 16484. Just take that in for a second. So this entire wedge is at 16484 by 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. In fact, in an hour and 59 minutes. With that being said, this is still pushing positive, which isn't what we want to see, because we're at 161. We are not far away from this wedge. If we hit it, I don't want us to see us crash down this hard. But at the same time, if we do hit it, don't be too upset. Likely what's going to happen is we may come close, we may hit it a little bit, and then come down to around between 154 to 157. And this is where we'll start to trade sideways for the next couple of days as we bottom out that negative momentum. We're going to bottom out the negative momentum. We're going to just barely touch our support and then run. I kind of wish there was a way to show that. I haven't used the online, I haven't used the desktop mode a lot, so let's see if I can figure it out. OHLC values. No, let's. Long position is thing. We don't want to necessarily see a long position right now. I mean, it'd be fine too, but we don't need to. I think I also moved the wedge away on it, which was not my intention. Long position is not really needed right now. It's not what we want to see. We can add those things in later, but let's see what else we have. Brush, rectangle, rotated, lips, curved, double standard, arc. Nope. There's a specific one I'm looking for. Pitchfork, inside pitchfork, pitch fan, gan box, no gan fan, fib retracement. This is what I tend to use, but I just eyeball it. Fib wedge, fib channel. Okay, nothing there. Trend line. Trend line you can kind of already see, but how do you? Everybody knows how to superimpose candles over to the next one. That would be ideal. Actually, I've been curious about this. So you know how we're coming up to the big moment, right? This is it for us. This is our big run. Because we're coming up to it, I'm kind of wondering, can we see a similar pattern the last time we ran up? Does anybody know? Are we running the same way we did the last time? If anybody can let me know in the comments, that'd be really cool to see. Just to have an idea here. Okay. So we're just going to look at any major run and really see if we can find any sort of trend that aligns with it. You can kind of see something happening, right? So one, this isn't the omega wedge, right? Like the omega wedge is down here. But we can see, oh, we hit the bottom support and then we bounce up. We hit the bottom support and then we bounce up. But I want to see hit the bottom support and then we bounce up. But I'm trying to see a mega run. That was a huge run. What did that go up to? Not exactly. Hit the bottom, then had a kind of sideways trading moment. That looks a little familiar, actually. I think, yeah, this is when we hit our 0.0012 moment. So let's zoom out a little bit on this. So hit the bottom, so a bit of sideways towards negative, then we start pushing back up. I think we might be able to start seeing something like that. Hit the bottom, and now trading sideways. Now that's actually very similar. How long did it trade sideways for? Because that's kind of starting to see a flip momentum. Then we'll of course compare it. Here it is. So this is what happened, right? We're actually seeing exactly this, mind you. So it lasted 3 candles. And here's the thing with this 3 candle momentum we saw. So let's just zoom out here so we can see it. So this was it. This is that huge negative spin. And then we start pushing back positive, right? It started to get weaker and weaker and weaker until boom. This bottom, do you see what, oh my God, guys, do you see what happened? Look at that. Guys, this bottom hit the bottom wedge. Look where that wedge is. Look where this wedge is. Look at what happened following it. We exploded. And not just, oh, a small. No, we exploded. Do you remember how, I think it wasn't too long ago, we exploded to about 2, man, this might be the 211. Let's see. This price point is 185. No, that's not it. I'm wondering if this isn't the first time. I know I've seen something similar. Here it is. Oh, this is the start one, right? So that makes more sense. But once again, at the start of that, boom, boom, back up. It's kind of actually very interesting to see because it supports the idea of it, right? Anytime you hit this, you're gonna get an explosion moving upward. Yeah, that's a lot of that. I'm just kind of rambling at this point. So the hour did just close. Let's just see how that's also coming along because it gives us a pretty good idea of things. This is way too far away to see anything. Here we are. So this was once more that 12-hour point, right? Like, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, about 19 hours ago. We peaked out at that 16514. Now, where is our wedge? It's kind of strange, huh? See the bottom? Anybody else just like confused right here? Did I get rid of the? There it is. So this is the hourly, right? So we're currently looking at the hourly, and we can see actually the couple times we came really, really close to hitting this wedge. Look at that. There hasn't actually been any other time in LUNC history since this wedge has started that we come this close to the top wedge. If we come to the bottom, we like to hit the bottom a lot, but definitely not the top. So I think this is fascinating, considering how close we're. Sorry, let's make it not so ugly. Considering how close we're tracking to the top, let's make it not so ugly. Let's considering how close we're tracking to the top here. This is kind of cool actually, because I can now give an indicator in terms of hours, in terms of actual hours that we're gonna hit this. So this is the hour that just started. Let's look at where the MACD is currently sitting at. So 20, 17, 17, it looks like it is getting ready to flip positive. 22, yep. Everything's indicating towards trying to flip positive. Still sitting at 1605, right? We've been kind of trading sideways in this range for quite some time now. Where our supports at the bottom of 16 has been very strong. Like stronger than I actually expected. I thought we would have come down to the 15 right around today or tomorrow. So let's see if we come down one more day. That being said, here's where it is. And here's where the upper wedge is at 16502. Now let's draw our scales and see. So we can actually use this for an absolute value too, which is going to be wild to see. Yeah, I just didn't know how to draw the bar nowhere. That's why I wasn't clicking it, but there it is. Okay. So first we click scale. Now here is where we currently are, yeah? I think right exactly here's where we currently are. If we keep to the current price, say the 1605, then about 43 bars, or roughly 1 day, 19 hours, we hit the wall. What's the likelihood we keep at this price? Not very likely. In fact, you can see the trend is heading downward following this wedge. So more than likely, we may actually even hit the wedge and come further down. Now, let's look at the absolute. There it is. The absolute on it, 4 days, 22 hours. I'm actually going to take a photo of this to show everybody. And all we need to do, mind you, is drop 4.96% from where we currently are. Four days. In a maximum of 4 days, 22 hours. That's when everything ends. Insane. Alright guys, I'll be back. I'm going to keep this running for as long as anybody wants to see it. This is on. This is on. Okay. Welcome back, guys. I did proceed to walk away for a couple seconds as I went to the washroom, so let me know if you can hear me now. I think, Star, you're here in the chat, which would be amazing if you are. Not quite certain about it, but I don't know why the content is set to kids. It shouldn't be, but let me... One second. Did I actually end up sending it? Well, you know what? It's fine. Oh, no, I would love to have the chat open, but I guess I accidentally sent it to kids. So with that being said, here, let's see. Once there changes. Okay. So as I was saying here for quite some time now, this is our hourly, by the way. So on our hourly, we're actually starting to head a little upward. If we just zoom in here, we can see this is pushing strong. It's actually pushing very, very strong upward right now. So this is, I don't want to zoom in that because I want to still show you that, but look over here. So this is where we currently are. We bottomed out at this point, and now the MACD is starting to push very, very strong upward. And you can kind of see that as like over here. Let's just zoom in on the hour here, so you can have a little better look here. So over here on the hourly, nope, still not enough. There we go. So this has been following a usual pattern we've always seen with LUNC actually, where we first see this bottom support. So our bottom support of the blue line is at 165, then sorry, this is at 161, 161, 161, 16097, 16052. Here, the moment we hit this bottom support, we bounced off. We bounced off and we came up to a point of trading sideways. So this has been a very consistent thing with LUNC, is that we'll see this bottom, we will have a huge drop, we'll see the bottom, we'll hit it, and then we'll start to trade sideways. That's been very, very normal for us, mind you. So that being said, anytime this has happened, we can see here on the hourly, the MACD reaches a point of full-on negative and starts to come back. So you can kind of see here in the MACD, we're starting to get ready to cross back over, right? So what that means is, as we approach this point, we're going to head back upward. We're coming at 16102, very clear right here, 16102. This is going to start to push back upward towards the 162 range. The reason why I'm not confident in us going any higher than that is because there are quite a few resistances set up. So if you are aware of where the resistances are, or if you're not aware, I'll just tell you right now really quickly. But the resistances are set up across one. You can see this main one, right? So this is one of the bigger ones, 16241. So easily, very clearly here, we can see at any point we've hit it, we've come down. At any point we're going to try to hit it, we're going to come down. Why? Because we don't have the momentum just yet. We're not meant to have the momentum just yet. If I'm being perfectly honest, we're actually meant to hit this and come further down, because we need to ensure we break our massive wedge. And now we can talk about what I've been meaning to talk about, this, the massive wedge leading into the end of everything. Star, if you wanted to let me know on Twitter, I guess, if you can hear me, or I guess maybe I'll just message and check in. Okay, so I did DM you just to make sure, because I actually have been over this, so I don't know if there's any need to go over it a couple more times here, but here. So then, now it's currently still what, 5:30, so the hour hasn't closed just yet, meaning this hasn't changed very much, right? So over here, that is our current point. The wall is currently, if we stay at our price of 161, the wall is actually 1 day and 15 hours away. So roughly about, what is that, 39 hours away from the impending break. But don't expect this. In fact, the likelihood of us breaking this at 161 is very, very low. Instead, expect us to come down and touch this support line. This support line is, it's like, if we hit it right now, it's at 151, which is insane. I don't expect us to drop this far right now, no. Instead, I'm expecting us over the course, so here it is, over the course of the next 118 hours, right? That's what 4 days is, 118 hours for us to come down, hit this support line, and run. If I could draw it out for you, if you want to follow my mouse here, we go down this way, start trading sideways, start trading sideways, start trading sideways, and then come down again, start trading sideways, start trading sideways, and then we touch and we go boom. Any questions? Or did that just sound silly? Yeah, if that's everything, then I'm gonna call it here. Thanks for listening, guys.